talk about impeachment is coming from the president's own staff and coming from Democrats on Capitol Hill. Why? Because they're trying to rally their people to give money and to show up in this year's election. We have no plans to impeach the president. We have no future plans. Listen, it's all a scam.
Oh, it is a scam indeed. Welcome to Give Me Five, ladies and gentlemen. That, of course, was John Boehner. You've heard that bite over and over. He said that yesterday. And, of course, the Democrats and the president fundraising off the I'm going to be impeached issue, even though it's the White House talking about it. There are very few elected officials saying the president needs to be impeached. Certainly John Boehner is not. Here's Karl Rove's take on all of this.
The Speaker of the House has said we will not consider or take up this issue. There's no serious Republican leader who stepped forward and said, here's the bill of particulars that justifies this extreme action. And yet the President of the United States sends out his press secretary last week to stir the waters and suggest this is real. How cynical, how pathetic. This man is playing with the American people by suggesting a constitutional crisis where none exists. Shame on him.
Shame on him. He is. And that's beneath the presidency, the office of the presidency. But apparently it's not beneath Barack Obama. Many things are beneath the office of the presidency, but apparently are not beneath Barack Obama. Now, Chuck Todd weighed in on the latest poll numbers regarding the president, and he gave a true and accurate reading, in my view.
Do you know his average job rating in the competitive Senate races is 38%?
Wow.
This is a country that is fatigued from this president, that is, in some ways, the more foreign policy problems that pop up, the lack of, you see in the poll numbers, you see a lack of confidence in him. And so, to me, those polls are more reflective of Obama, the person, and the president. It says nothing about the state of, for instance, either party.
Yeah, Obama the person and Obama the president. The American public are tired of him. And they ain't seen nothing yet. I believe that in my heart, they ain't seen nothing yet. And I say it that way because I'm quoting what Barack Obama used to say about himself. You ain't seen nothing yet when it comes to what he's going to do. And he's getting it ready, folks. He's getting it ready. Now, on MSNBC, they had the former head of the NAACP and a panel discussing one Barack Obama. And here's how some of that conversation went.
I think this is one of those stories that can be good for both Sarah Palin and the Breitbart crowd because it generates revenue for them and generates fundraising at their end, and then also can be good for Democrats as their own fundraising.
There's sort of a mutual interest in this.
The only loser here is the Republican establishment.
Okay, that's Josh Barro of the New York Times. Yeah, they're talking about the impeachment issue, you know, good for Sarah Palin, et cetera. Why, again, they're talking about it constantly. They're talking about it nonstop. More.
The reason the shutdown happened and the reason the debt limit fights happen is that the Republicans have to vote for a bill that does something that then the conservative base comes back at them and says, you voted to fund Obamacare, you voted to borrow another $1 trillion. Whereas here, there's not going to be a vote on impeachment where Republicans have to vote, no, I'm not going to impeach. What will happen is simply Republican leadership will not hold hearings on it. There will not be articles introduced. And so that embarrassing vote will never.
Okay, but I think that underestimates I think that underestimates the way that the momentum gets going. I mean, you're going to have the Trey Gowdy Benghazi group. You're going to have the lawsuit, right? There's going to be these things that are moving forward, both of which have been designed, let's be very clear, to let the air out of the pressure vessel, right? Right. Those things can take on a life of their own. It's not crazy to say that.
They're just hoping. They're just hoping that the president gets impeached. Look, I think the president has done impeachable things. I really do. But if they're not going to impeach him, like Boehner said, then they're not going to impeach him. Stop praying. More.
I can't think of an example of a party that ran a midterm election on a policy platform independent of its own.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. You know the last time the House and the White House won in that midterm? Bill Clinton is facing impeachment.
And that's why John Boehner and the Republican leadership will not allow impeachment, because that's the sort of
everyone understands that history.
And the thing is, the Democrats cheering this on, they love it as a fundraising tool. They would really love it if Republicans actually impeached the president.
Of course they would. So would you. Stay tuned now for your Newsmax Now update.